Ah, Moroccan guys, Elia Ubo, so we are back. It's a new month. We are in the last month of the third quarter of the year. After this month, we are gonna go into the last quarter of the year and then 2025 done. All right. So without wasting no time, and we're gonna get into today's video. Quite an informative and interesting video, especially for my business people. Like if you are into like corporate you love business stories, you love business transactions. So this video is it's gonna be very interesting for you. So just stick through until the end. So today's video, I'm actually gonna talk about a major transaction that's about to happen in the schooling and or education sector, in terms of private school education, right? So this transaction is about Mr. Jannie Mouton buying controlling stake or buying the whole business of Curro education. All right, I'm gonna touch on what is Curro, and also I'm gonna maybe start off just by giving a background of Jannie Mouton, and then from there we're gonna go in like the transaction, and then we talk about Curro as the business. Okay, so just a short history on Mr. Jannie Mouton. So Jannie Mouton is a South African born citizen. He's currently, I think, in his late 70s. I think he should be 79. And he's a qualified chartered accountant, businessman. He did his articles in auditing with PwC back in the 70s, as where he then qualified as a chartered accountant, and then he further on went into business. I did business with a couple of his friends, and in the mid 90s, he then got fired as a managing director of the company that he was heading with his friends. So he then got into another business venture with another friend of his, where they ended up acquiring a company which they eventually turned into a PSG group. So for those that are like familiar with financial services, PSG is more like okay, at least here in Namibia, it's like an asset manager. And then but if you look at its operations, so what I did is like I downloaded their financial statements. So they've been listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange up to 2022. They delisted, but their financial statements as per 2022, they had shares in companies such as Curro, which is the company that Jan Mouton is now buying through his foundation, PSG Consult, Zeta Investment, PSG Alpha, Depeo Capital, which is like a BEE holding investment company, and then PSG Capital, which I think is now the one that a branch of it operates here in Namibia, and then PSG Corporate Services, Stadio, Optimi, and yeah, more other businesses. So Jannie Mouton also played a huge role in establishing Capitec Bank. Capitec Bank is like one of the biggest banks actually in South Africa, and he really played a very significant role for its inception, by sort of like giving them capital and just holding their hands throughout. He also, through his PSG company, he also bought shares in this company, Capitec, where eventually he sold his shares, I think, towards the end of 2021, somewhere there. But yeah, that is a bit on Jannie Mouton. So his foundation now, the Jannie Mouton Foundation, is buying full ownership of the Curro school group of companies. So he's buying this business for 7.2 billion. So when I looked at the financial statements for Curro as at 31 December 2024, their equity stake was sitting at 77.2 billion, and the Jannie Mouton Foundation already hold stake in this 7.2 billion, but they are buying that whole equity for 7.1 thing, yeah, 7.1 billion. And he's actually buying out the other shareholders, and he's sort of like buying their shares at a premium of like 60%. So then he'll become the full ownership of this Curro school through the through his foundation. But it doesn't end there. So what he's gonna do is that they're going to turn the foundation into, I mean, they're going to turn this Curro business into a non-profit organization. Okay, so non-profit organization means now this business is not gonna have any shareholders. So what they are gonna do is all the money that's gonna be in what the money that they're gonna generate from this business from Curro, the money is gonna be reinvested in what in building more schools and expanding in other countries and training more quality teachers. And then the Jannie Mouton Foundation already gives out bursaries to like people and what do you call it, people that don't have means to study at Curro school, so they give them funds to then give them funds in forms of bursaries to then study at the Curro institutions. So furthermore, they're also gonna be offering now more bursaries to underprivileged children, and then expand their operations into the rural areas. So history on Curro. So Curro was actually started in 1998, and Jannie Mouton, again, he was like one of the very instrumental people who helped the founders, Mr. Chris van der Merwe, um, start this business, and then also just continue to buy shares through his PSG group that I just mentioned, as years went by. And then in 1998, when they started, they actually started only with 28 learners. As we speak right now, they are having 72,000 learners as at 31 December 2024, with 189 campuses across Africa. So here in Namibia, Curro actually also has like a footprint. They are part of the guys who are running the gymnasium schools. I think they recently opened Oshana Gymnasium in the north. I remember my young brother was actually telling me about it just before it was opened about 2 years back. And yeah, I also did my own research on that. So I see now that school is operational in Ongwediva. And then there's also, I think the other one is Valves Gymnasium or Erongo Gymnasium in Valvesby. So that also falls under the Curro business. But then those they fall under the business called Curro Education Namibia. And then furthermore, they also own now the gymnasium school like Vendo Gymnasium, and they have a partnership here in Namibia with a company called um, PEN, which is Prosperity Education Namibia, where that partnership is called the Gymnasium Partnership. They also have 25% stake in PEN, in Prosperity Education Namibia. All right. So just to go through some of the schools that Curro holds within Southern Africa. They hold schools such as Curro Number One, Curro Preschools, Curro Academy, Meridian, Curro Select, Curro Assisted Learning, Curro DG Ed, um, Curro Private School, and then Curro Online, right? So for Mr. Jannie Mouton now, he, like I said in the beginning, that he's buying um this group, and not only keeping it for himself as a money making machine, but he's giving back in terms of now turning into a non-profit organization and sort of contribute to the education of the continent through offering not so expensive education compared to other private schools. So I did actually a video on the most expensive private schools in Namibia about 2 years ago, which is actually the most viewed video on this channel. Where if you look in that range, the Curro school actually comes in as the least expensive in that list. So with this transaction, I think Jannie Mouton just wants to expand more on that, offering quality education, but at an affordable sort of like premium amount, not so much different from the Model C school. Okay, but our Model C schools now are actually they are going for free, but yes, his payments per month are not that expensive, and the education is quality. So that is just the transaction that I wanted to bring across. I hope you found this video informative, and if you did, man, give it a thumbs up. I make videos like this at least twice a month or every month. So last month I was just going through a production break, but we're back now, and I hope you had fun, man, watching this video and you learned something. Please give this video a thumbs up, and you must have a great week ahead. Elia Ubozo. Cheers.